Tony the Closer talks to a father whose son allegedly got scammed by Cesar Pina.
This is Jeff Robinson, Sr. Uh, his son is a investor with Cesar Pina. He passed away tragically about 6 months ago to a car accident. After his passing, his family has been trying to get their money to take care of his children. He has 2 young children that survived him. This father here has been in the community with his son and his father for over 30 plus years in Patterson. This isn't just somebody that was just some street hustler or somebody that was a nobody. This is somebody that's been pouring into the community for 30 plus years. This family has done coke giveaways, free food, all type of gatherings to be a part of uplifting the community. Why this thing means something to me is because the people who do the right thing need to be protected.
Right now, just listening to you speak about the whole situation, Tone, is a very sensitive issue with me. I just lost my son 6 months ago, so it's kind of like emotional. It's very difficult for me to even come up here and talk to you today. However, I know that this story must be heard because of all of the stealing that people have endured from this group of individuals. Cesar, not only Cesar, but DJ Envy and his whole entourage. My son was a very hard worker, and the community loved him, and so did I. So his story is very, very delicate right now. So excuse me if I may get a little emotional at times when I talk about my son, because it's just like it happened yesterday. Although it's 6 months ago, I miss him dearly. So Cesar is really playing with fire at this moment. And I'm glad that the authorities picked him up, because that is a good thing for him and his associates. I've been here for 50 years, and I'm going to stay here until God takes me home. I'm going to fight for my child until the end, until there's no longer a fight for me. So I appreciate you, man, taking this time to use your platform to acknowledge my son and also acknowledge me for the work that we've done. We don't ask for much. We always try and give. This is what was raised by my mother and father, who started this journey, who started this legacy. It was those two. And I took it to the level, to the point where I can take it and turn the torch on to Jeff Jr. And he carried it very, very well, I must say. I must say that he carried it very well. Even if Cesar wanted to get away with this, the people of this city would not allow this to happen because of the love and the respect that they had for this young man, and not only myself. But it's been really, really difficult just seeing how disrespectful this young man has been to the community, to these people that he's taken their money and he thinks is a joke. But at the end of the day, God has the last say, my man. He will deal with all of those that try and come before this journey that we're trying to bring out to the people. This isn't about street or not street. You understand? People are talking about someone being snitches, bro. This is right or wrong. This has nothing to do with you or anyone else being a snitch to anyone. This is right or wrong. It's black and white, my man. That's all this is. So for those that want to criticize you and talk about you being a snitch, they need to go somewhere and sit down and get a real life for themselves. But you know what, Tone? This journey will continue. You know, I'm just thankful for the love from the people and from yourself. I never met you, until Sunday. You sent me this message and say, hey, I've heard a story. I need to talk to you. Are you willing to talk? And I say, yes. We've been talking, and I admire you, my man. I admire you. Not only will I come meet you in person, because I don't really do the social media much often, other than cook food and put displays and stuff of the food business and the car wash on social media. But I physically want to come to you and give you a hug and show you that much respect, that I appreciate what you're doing for these people. Not only for my son, but for these people that are hurting behind all of this stealing and carrying on. My son got out here and worked every day of his life. I taught him that. I was a single father since he was 5 years old. The courts gave me custody of this young man because they knew that he would be better off with me and no one else. So whatever stories that you may hear, I raised him up until the day he was 33 years old, but I guided him up until the point he did. So Jeff has lived a great life, man. And I cannot allow Cesar and DJ Envy or any other person take advantage of that good heart that he had. I will die first before I allow that to happen. And I will make sure of that. And I appreciate you, man. I really can't continue to talk as much as I go on. It hurts. It hurts more and more and more. This is not easy for me. This is not easy for me. You know, my son was my world, although I have 3 other kids, but my son was my shadow. He was my shadow from the day he was born. So this is not about the money. It's about the respect that he deserves. And I can't wait to challenge Cesar. Anytime, any place, he want to face me, face man to man, I am here for it. And anyone else that may come against or have something to say to me about my son. I am here for it, bro. Until God take me home, I'm here. Let's not forget it.
Man, every time I talk to you, you have me in tears, bro. Damn.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
Man, get on the
emotional. These are emotional moments for me, Tone.
Sheesh.
I'm sorry, brother.
You gotta apologize.
I'm so sorry. Let me get some. I gotta get some tissue for myself.
I want to tell you that you know we've already had the conversation offline, but I'll say it publicly. I admire what you stand for as a father. You know, it's a lot of black men and women that don't grow up with what you were representing. And I told you, every time I get off the phone with you, I immediately call my boys.
Yeah. Give them that love, man. Every day is not promised to us. Give them that hug on a daily basis. Tell them you love them. See, Jeff was here with me. He was here with me every day. Even though he was a grown man, there was not a day that go by unless one of us was on vacation that we didn't see each other or we didn't call each other. You know, my son, I was a hard person. And, you know, I was very, very hard with my son. And I think that's what made him who he was, you know. But I must say, before Jeff died, he said something to me, Tony, that made all the world for me. That's what keeps me going. And he said to me, he said, hey, Dad, I never said this to you, because he was having some issues with some other financial people that was trying to be slick with him with the automobile. And he took me, of course. He would always come to get me for the bad news, because he knew Dad would come to his rescue and to back him and support him, just as my dad did for me. So we went to this particular place and we handled what we had to handle. And just before we left, we were getting to pull off. He put the car in drive to pull off, and he stopped the car for a moment. He says, I said, what's wrong? He said, I want to say something to you. It had already been a year and a half. My mother and father had passed. And he said to me, he said, you know, Dad, this is why my grandma would always tell me to include you in everything that I do. Because for one thing, you sure to know that your dad would always have your best interests at heart. Okay? So this situation with Cesar, I'm proud of my son for the decisions that he made. He thought his money was safe. He trusted these people to do the right thing. Okay? But not everybody thinks that way, like he did, like he was raised. Okay? That boy would give you the shirt off his back, just like his dad would. Okay? When he said that to me, it did something to me. It opened up my heart to know that all of the hard work.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Because it made him who he was. When they had that candle lighting for my son, my young son, I had no clue that many people was going to come here on this 2 corners of this street. It was probably over 10,000 people here. You could not get in here. So at that moment, I knew that he touched so many people's hearts, whether they were white, black, green, or purple. It didn't matter what race you was. That's the way he was raised. That's the way I was raised. It don't matter what race you are, who you are, or what you are. You could be misfortunate. You don't have what I have, but guess what? You're equal to me. I'm no different than you. There are people that come here. There are people that walk these streets every day that ask for money if they come past my truck, bro. And they say, I said, I don't have any money for you, but you hungry? They say, yeah, I feed them. Not only here in Patterson, New Jersey, but you ask that community in New York City where I cook at. This is what God does for me. As long as I bless others, God will continue to bless me. Why he put me in this position, I have no clue. Why he took my mother first, I have no clue. Why he took my father first, I have no clue. Why he took little Jeff next, I have no clue. I'm still here. I will not curse him. I have to trust and believe that there's something bigger to this story than this, than that. You know, Tone? I'm here, man. You gained a family member, my brother. Although I'm on the other side of the country, you gained a family member. Anything that you need, if I can do it, I don't have much, but I'll give you what I have, or what my support, what I can. Okay?
I just need those fries. I need no fries. I told you what I want.
Thanks for making me laugh.
Y'all got to see these seafood fries you got. It's
Thank
crazy.
You,
I gotta get them. That's what I need.
Yeah, Tone, I thank you, man. I thank you for, bringing some light to this situation. You're awesome, and it takes a lot. It takes somebody very strong to take that position, to get in front of this, to talk about it when people thought that you were hating on the other man, or you were trying to belittle someone, or to try and get recognition for yourself. But yet and still, it all came out to the opening. The truth has came out. It's still more to come. This is just the beginning. This is all that this is the beginning of a long road. So just get ready. Just get ready. And I'm ready. I can't wait to see where this goes.
I really appreciate you. Man, for the people that don't know, we probably talk every day. Since we met, we damn near talk every day. And I admire what you stand for. I think one of the things that, hearing your story from just being a father that wanted to be involved and do his best for his family, and not only his family, but you also poured that into the community. I just think that we got to get to a place where we have to start standing up for each other. And
Yeah,
I've been through my own situations where I got scammed and taken advantage of, and I raised hell, and nobody said anything. They just made me the bad guy. I know the feeling when you're like trying to get justice, and it's like you fighting against everything. So I was, I know I'm big enough in this space where people will listen to me.
yeah,
It came to me, and I just felt like it was my duty to speak up. This has been probably one of the most challenging things I've ever dealt with, not only from just dealing with all the different people and the different stories that are all just heartbreaking. Uh, I speak to a lot of victims that have went through something with these guys, but then you take on the personal attacks and the slander. My family also takes on personal attacks and slander. The stress that it puts on all the people around me to try to be a person that stands up and gives
yeah,
the voice for the people, because this took me 6 months of getting disrespected, and I still get disrespected. I'm still getting violated. As this thing has come to the light, uh, my job and duty, I felt like, what would I have wanted somebody to do for me? And
yeah,
that was just that.
yeah,
I said, I'm gonna just do what was right.
yeah,
I had those feelings, man. I
yeah,
know what y'all feel.
yeah, yeah. And you know what? It's been a very challenging time. Not only all of my son's affairs, it's been obstacles since he left. Not just this one. There's multiple situations from the day he passed away. These obstacles started for me privately that no one knows. Some know the situation I had to do just to bury my son. With those trying to grab and hold on to things. So I understand what you're saying. Truly understand. But you know what, Tone? God has your back, bruh. Okay? Those and things that people are saying stand no ground. Because when you do right by people, no matter what, the evil come against you, God gonna protect you. I believe it. I trust and believe in that. I'm a very, very spiritual individual when it comes to that. I was raised by 2 pastors. And although sometimes we all have doubt because we're human, but guess what? You have to still go back to what the Bible says. You have to trust and believe and have faith. And that's what has been giving me this peace that I have. I don't know if you saw the incident where I was here, where I was struggling very much day by day with the pain and anger. But you know what? God sent something. He sent a message for me to say, hey, you're going to be all right. Continue this journey, my son. He left me behind for a reason, because I've always prepared Jeff Jr. for me to leave first. Okay? It's what we do for our children. We put things in perspective for our children. Okay? And this is what Jeff Jr. was doing for his children, his daughter and his son. Okay? So he's no longer here, so it's my duty to do what he would have done, because this is how I taught him to do when I left. If I left before you, son, this is what you do. This is what I left you to do. This is what I need you to do. This is what's this. Do this, do that. Okay? So trust and believe God has your back in all that you do. If you're doing it for all the right causes, you can best to believe that God will protect and cover you. Although they may come against you, you'll be fine. And believe it.
Thanks for tuning in to 9 Mag TV.